And we're back here at the Redline Raceway. Welcome back as we're sitting in the control tower talking about today's battle between two amazing Corvettes. These Corvettes are incredibly fast. We've got a 1960s Corvette going up against a 1990s Corvette. You see the 1990s Corvette in purple, the convertible, and the black one is a 1960s Corvette sitting kind of high on those FTE wheels, those faster than ever wheels. Sometimes speed is not your friend on this track. It takes a real combination of speed plus skill to be able to really nail this track. So we're looking forward to seeing this. Both of these cars are incredibly fast, have done incredibly well in the early trials. And here we are getting ready to race here at the Redline Raceway. Let's check out the action here on the track. As we go onto the track, the 90s Corvette is in position 1 on the right, and the 60s Corvette is in position 2 on the left. And let's get ready to race. The 60s Corvette goes off to an early lead. It's amazingly fast as it's going through the straightaway into the 180 turn. And oh, it goes completely off the track. Unbelievable. Just completely upside down as the 90s Corvette smoothly goes into the Mulsanne straight, goes into the crisscross canyon, takes that sweeping turn, and looks like it's going to be an easy win for that 90s Corvette. Unbelievable action. Let's take a look at the replay of how that happened. It was incredible. As I said, these cars are incredibly fast on this track, and the 60s Vette gets way out to an early lead, probably because it sits a little higher than the 90s Corvette, and is able to get out of the starting gates really fast. As it goes into the first turn, everything is smooth. Second turn gets a little squirrely, but nothing major, and then here's where the action happens. It goes directly right at the rail, off the track, upside down, pirouettes, and it ends up on its roof in the construction zone as the 90s Vette just waves goodbye as it passes by and goes on to win race number 1. We're in a 2 out of 3 race action here, so the first to win 2 races ends up winning. And so the 90s Vette is your early winner as they get ready to race again. The 60s Corvette driver is perfectly fine, and we are ready to race again. And they're off as they go in to the turns. And the 60s Vette gets a little squirrely, but it stays on the track this time. Gets a little bit of air. Very unstable looking. This car is incredibly fast and a little on the high side. Oh, spins out completely. Gets smacked by the 90s Corvette. And the 90s Corvette is not going to make it. Runs out of steam there. But wow, that was some amazing action as the 60s Corvette just went flying all kinds of ways. As it turns out, it looks like the 60s Corvette is a little unstable on this track. It's partly due to its high-speed wheels and partly due to its high center of gravity. As you can see here, it gets a little squirrely, and then even in this turn, it looks like it could even capsize, turn upside down, but somehow manages to get control. It's really a matter of skill and speed at the same time. This is where things go all kinds of haywire. As it catches some air here, tries to regain control, but then just completely spins out, gets smacked by that corner, goes upside down, and then here comes a 90s Vette to add insult to injury. Bam! Scoops it under and continues on its way. You just never know what's going to happen here at the Redline Raceway. It's such an unpredictable track. It's a dangerous track. Let's go off and continue with race number 2. Another version of, oh my goodness, the 60s Vette goes off the track completely as the 90s Vette continues its low slung stances, keeping it on the track, keeping it nice and stable all the way through the track. It's low and long and lean and mean. And here it goes into the winner's circle. The 90s Corvette is your winner. Let's watch this race as this Corvette right here, the 60s Vette, just goes and loses control right there, spins out, hits that tree, bounces off the tree, goes into that forest area as the 90s Vette continues and is able to win the best 2 out of 3 race. Wow. The 60s Corvette is in the forest area. We hear it's going to be okay, but that's where it ended up. Let's take a look at another view, a close-up view, zoomed in as it flies off the track, hits that tree, bounces off the tree literally, and then ends up in the forested area. Like we said, you never know what can happen here at the Redline Raceway. We hope you enjoyed your day here at the Redline Raceway? If you did, be sure to like, comment, tell us what you thought about the race, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time at the Redline Raceway.